Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Guys, it's not
We
late.
sound thrilled.
Why do you sound so tired? It's not even late.
Because
We're both tired.
I've been up since 4:30 in the morning.
That's
well,
fair. Well, I've been up
really
since
this
6 in the morning, so well, then again, I got a huge
Yeah, but you do that by choice for some
but
unknown
you slept
reason.
today.
I
Me,
did.
I did not.
I also didn't have work today, so hi, everybody. How we doing?
How
Oh
we
boy,
doing?
this is gonna be an interesting one, y'all.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna
I
be
don't even
crazy.
think I know what's going on. Like, this
I mean, I
don't
think this
seem
is the
real.
perfect book to have read like 2 weeks ago because I think I understand as much now as I did when I finished the book.
Yeah, that's true. I agree
I
with that
hope. I
statement.
kind of hope the author never sees this. I'm sorry.
I mean,
it's a good book, but
it's
like,
pretty good writing.
It
It's
is.
just I don't know what the heck happens.
I want to know what the others are like. I'm like, I wonder if this one is just like a one of its kind.
I'm curious if it's just the Peter Pan-ness of it, or if it's this series.
Yeah. Also, is the volume good? Can y'all tell me? Cause no
Oh,
one's in
let me
chat
check.
right now, and
Or if it's
I'm bad with.
series. I'm really loud. Why am I loud?
Because
Check.
you're always quiet.
Madison, talk.
Oh
my gosh, don't scream.
It wasn't. I was just talking normally.
Okay, so Wolves, you and Madison are like the same volume, and I'm just louder.
Alright. Oh, Madison's like really low on Discord. That's why.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. I've returned up. Just don't scream, Madison. No. Okay.
Okay, now me and Madison are the same level, and you're really quiet, Wolves.
And let it all out.
Okay, I upped my microphone volume. Is that better? Hello, Jesus. Aloha. Aloha.
Hello, hello.
No, you're still really quiet.
Is that better? Hello? Hello, hello, hello?
check.
Bop, 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 bop at the top.
You know, Jesus, your
you're
username
better,
reminds
but-
me of Glee.
Okay, is that better?
You're-
I
Let
put
me
it all.
check.
It's literally all the way up. I don't know what else to do. Jesus, how's the volume?
I think maybe you should turn me and Madison down a little bit,
Okay.
so that we're all closer to the same.
I'm trying, but it's like weird. Desktop audio is like naturally louder than my own, so. I
That's
don't-
fine. Let's just turn us down a little bit.
I did. Is that better?
Give me a sec. Sure, it's good enough. You're
Okay.
understandable. It's just you're kind of quiet.
I,
You're quiet compared to both me and Madison.
I don't know how to fix that.
I don't know how to fix it. Turn us down in Discord.
I did. But
Huh.
then I won't be able to hear you guys.
That's awkward. Well, sounds like a
Sorry.
you problem.
I'll put my volume up more. Normally it's the opposite. Normally I am louder than the others. This is weird. This never happened before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Anyways, we have been stalling long enough. Let's switch on over to the slideshow. And I'm gonna turn down the background music because it is
Oh.
very loud for me. Like
Are you
always.
sharing it so we can see it as well?
Right. Give me a moment. It's been a hot minute, as you can. Wait, you guys can't you can just go to this. Never mind.
Yeah, I could.
I'm just looking
But
at
I'm-
the PowerPoint.
Yeah, you guys could just go to the PowerPoint.
No, I'm lazy. Actually, I don't need to look at it. I can look at it on the the thing. Yep.
Oh, the thing. Actually, I have to
Yeah,
ask, how's our
the
volume
thing.
now? I switched over to a different scene, so I'm
Oh
gonna
my
ask again.
gosh.
I'm sorry. I have to ask again. How is it now?
That's fine. It's good.
Okay, so it's this one that's the better one. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with the other one, but anyways.
Well, at least this one works. It's fine.
Yeah.
with.
As long as I can be heard, right, chat? Right? Then again, I don't need to be heard right now. No. It's the star
Yeah,
of the show
no.
today that deserves to be heard.
Which we don't know who the star is. This book I don't know. This this book.
Go on, Madison. Tell us what you brought to the table today.
Well, let me. It'll take me a while to figure it out. So, even the 2 weeks since I've read it, I don't know what I brought to the table. So, drum roll, or ukulele, string, or flute, or whatever you want to do, because this book is that confusing. Straight on Till Morning. It's a twisted tale, a Disney twisted tale of Liz Braswell by Liz Braswell. I can't even speak this week.
It's okay. English is hard.
Yeah.
It is true. And I felt
English
that way
is hard.
reading this book. Liz Braswell, yes. She made, she has a bunch of Disney twisted tales, which I was very intrigued by because I love Disney and twisted stuff. So I was like, yeah, this sounds right up my alley. Little did I know that I would be in for this treat. So
Maybe this wasn't the story to start with.
Yeah, but I
maybe
mean,
not. I mean, this was like book 8 or something like that. I don't even remember.
also the theme for this book theme is fairy tales, like classic fairy tales. So
We're all doing fairy tales. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
this is the first like. It took so long to
Oh,
get
I'm
around
so
to-
excited for my book. I just
Yeah.
remembered.
It's your turn.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm
That's why
like-
we did this book.
You know, halfway through my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait to go on to the next theme. Wait, we still got 2 more people to go.
Wait, we still have everyone else's.
Yeah, I
of
was like, oh snap, we are behind.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
this one took us through the ringer, so it's almost
It
like we
really
went
did.
through 3 books.
Honestly.
Or 7.
Why don't you read a
no
little
hate,
caption
no
up there?
hate to it or
No,
anything.
no,
It's
no.
It's
It's not a bad book.
No.
it's a book.
It's just
It's
a
a-
confusing book.
Really
a book.
got our noggins twirling. It's a book.
Why don't you read a little
but
caption at the
basically-
top?
Yeah, it says, what if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook, so Peter Pan doesn't come for her first, so...
Can
Okay,
I
let's
just,
go with
like,
this.
before we go, I really thought this was gonna be like a, is it gonna be Captain Hook and Wendy? Is that gonna be the thing here? And I'm
Oh, thank
glad
God.
it didn't to
Too.
go
Oh,
in that
thank
direction.
God.
I'm really glad it didn't take that.
Thank God.
Well, I'm glad because...
I think some play it well, but I'm glad this book didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she was still 16, and, like,
Yeah.
she was in
Yeah.
a very bad situation. Now, if she was older...
Maybe. Well, no,
No.
Captain Hook in
No.
this book, no.
No,
Not
no,
him in
no.
this
Maybe
book.
that one
Not
other
this one.
pirate that I really liked, but no.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Agreed. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, no, I
We're
like
already
that.
ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's how I felt during this book, too, is that it just kind of jumped
Mhm.
around just like us. So,
Yeah, brilliant.
let's go on to the synopsis,
Synopsis.
which I
Well.
took from the Goodreads.
I am
Yay!
blocking
Thank you,
the
Goodreads.
words.
Okay,
Stop
so,
that.
synopsis. 16-year-old Wendy Darling's life is not what she imagined it would be. The doldrums of an empty house after her brothers have gone to school, the dull parties where everyone thinks she talks too much, and the fact that her parents have decided to send her away to Ireland as a governess, it all makes her wish things could be different. Wendy's only real escape is in writing down tales of Neverland. After nearly meeting her hero, Peter Pan, 4 years earlier, she still holds on to the childhood hope that his magical home truly exists, because basically the movies did not exist. She also holds on to his shadow. So when an opportunity to travel to Neverland via pirate ship presents itself, Wendy makes a deal with the devil. But Neverland isn't quite the place she imagined it would be. Unexpected dangers and strange foes pop up at every turn, and a little pixie named Tinkerbell seems less than willing to help. But when Captain Hook reveals some rather permanent and evil plans for Neverland, it's up to the two of them to save Peter Pan and his world.
Can I just,
Wow.
before we get into that, can I just judge wolves for a minute here? There is literally space at the top that would have fit us perfectly, and you shoved us into the ground.
I'm so used to people being at the bottom, okay? I'm sorry.
Well, it's fine.
Sorry, I just
That
needed to
is
point
the
that
next
out.
Couple slides,
What
so
really-
she won't have to move
really
us.
confuddled me was the book on your head was too tall.
I know, I saw you trying to move me around, and I started laughing. You just, like, put me all the way down.
I was like, what do I do?
That was, like, the teacup was the only thing.
I love that.
I just want to be able to have our viewers sometimes like to read words, so it's like, gotta make them see the text sometimes. Though I don't think they might want to read this. Maybe not. It's up to you guys. We'll get into it.
Yeah, read the book yourselves or don't, and you'll understand our
Thoughts.
our thoughts on this, because it's a lot. It's
Also,
it's something.
for context, if you guys are really confused of why all three of us are confused, this was Madison's first time reading it too. Because normally, we're not confused. One of us is not confused.
Yes, usually one of us has read the book previously, and what was
What?
that?
What? Oh, Moon!
It's Winley. She
Moon?
died. Oh,
Great.
You good?
Yeah, my computer died.
Oh.
Love that.
I thought it was
Um,
plugged in and all, and I thought it was good, and I wasn't because I unplugged it earlier in the week and forgot to replug it back in.
Oh.
I love.
My bad.
It's all good.
Tech issues, don't mind me.
We're all good.
But yeah, usually one of us has read the book that we're talking about, but I decided to go crazy and be like, I'm gonna pick one that I've never read before.
Which honestly, I love, and I love that you were the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely gonna do it at some point.
I wanted to
Yeah.
do a separate type of game for that. I think that'd be more fun.
Yeah.
No, we have a lot of gaming, but I like kind of bringing a random one to the table.
That's true.
It's fun.
That's true.
Yeah, so you're welcome for this, guys. I'm glad I could
Oh
be-
yeah,
Yeah,
what a
like,
joy.
We were all shocked.
But anyway, moving on to characters. Yay!
Wait,
I
actually,
don't remember half the characters.
Mhm.
Woo!
Well, this sums it up for you.
yeah.
Your main characters are Wendy, you know, your main girl Wendy, and Tinkerbell.
Surprisingly,
Not Peter
Tinkerbell.
Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
yeah. Can we
Peter
talk? No, we can talk about him later.
Yeah.
Because I have words about that man.
People are gonna see the slide. They're like, "Where's Peter Pan?
Where's Peter Pan?
He's not even
We
in the
don't know.
secondary character."
That's what we were wondering too.
Up until like the last 2 chapters, pretty much.
I'm gonna find the exact page that he got. While we do this, I'm gonna find.
It's
the exact
literally,
page.
I think the
Yeah.
chapter's labeled Peter Pan or something. It's literally labeled
Yeah,
when
right,
they
it
finally run into him.
Guys,
Oh,
I'm gonna
this
go.
man
I'm gonna go
finally
into the
showed
book
up.
and search
I
while you
don't-
guys continue
Yeah.
talking.
I don't feel like reaching for the book on the top of my shelf right now. It's
No,
there.
don't
It's
worry.
there.
I got it,
Literally
guys. I got it.
behind me,
Okay.
Like it should be left in the past. But anyway, secondary characters. You got Captain Hook, because obviously she runs a little ship with him. The Lost Boys, I guess, were probably more prominent than Peter Pan himself.
Oh no,
Oh
100%.
yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And then the pirates, because
Yeah.
pirates.
You
So-
forgot the fairies.
Oh yeah, and the
Oh.
fairies.
They kind of showed
Yeah.
up more than Peter Pan, I think. Honestly.
They do though.
Yeah,
And there's
that's
only
true,
2 of
but,
them.
I went too far, guys.
I feel like they showed up less than the pirates, because she was with the pirates for a long time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She didn't see the fairies that much. She saw.
Oh,
them
what about her
from-
brothers? I feel like her
Ah.
brothers are pretty prominent, or it's like secondary characters, quote unquote.
I feel like they're almost like
Yeah,
Tertiary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her family
tertiary, that's
just
the
kind of
word.
feels like
I found it.
what
good.
chapter?
Do you want chapter or page?
I guess
Page.
both.
Oops.
both. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't know what chapter this is. Give me a sec. They don't have chapter numbers, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Okay, then
Wait,
just
I
tell us
don't-
the
yeah,
page
okay.
number.
Out of 363 pages. He's on. For the very first time, introduced on page 271.
And then they leave him for a little bit, and then come back.
Yeah. For real,
And I
they just
forgot
were
about
like,
that.
here he is. Bye.
I forgot about the fact that they leave him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
we'll talk more
Um,
about that man later.
What's the chapter
So
name,
then-
by the way? Sorry.
Pan.
Pan. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
just
Continue,
Pan.
Madison.
Okay, so on to our favorite characters. Which was there's not many to choose from. But we have Wendy Darling, our main girl. Tinkerbell. Luna, because I just love that wolf.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think she's just adorable. And Thorn.
Wait, who?
Luna, the dog,
Luna,
the wolf,
the
her-
wolf.
Wendy's puppy.
Oh yes, I almost yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took my
She
shot.
has a moon theme. Moon, how do you not remember
I know,
her?
and I really liked her, but she was in so little of it. I forgot about her.
Listen, she was my one saving
Been a few
grace
weeks,
throughout this
guys.
book. That and Thorn.
Oh yeah, Thorn.
Honestly, so
Can
true.
we have
Thorn,
a book on
what?
Thorn?
Yes.
Can we have a book on Thorn?
Yes, agree. Support.
True. True.
Anyway,
Any other favorite characters that you guys wish to add on to?
what's her face? The lost boy that
Oh,
was actually
yeah.
a girl. I liked
Skipper?
her.
Skipper.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her.
Skipper. I really like
I-
Zane.
yeah.
Is that his name, Zane?
Yeah, Zane the
Zane,
pirate.
Zane the
yeah,
pirate.
I liked him
yeah.
too.
What? How old was
Did I
he
like
again?
him?
Wasn't he like?
He was in his 20s, I think.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
but he was nice.
yeah.
He was nice. I liked him.
The audiobook
I like
kind of
anyone
gave him
else?
a nice little accent. I like it.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice. Ooh.
It wasn't like a great
like
accent because
anyone.
I mean, but it was nice.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I liked anyone else.
I mean, I like the majority of the Lost Boys. I didn't.
The
have
majority
them-
of Lost Boys, I do agree. I think I liked a lot of them too.
Yeah, they didn't. None of them really made me hate them.
The little baby
Yeah, no.
that would like
Oh,
probably rip out your throat.
What?
Oh,
The little
the
baby.
I liked the real dog in the real world.
Oh.
Wendy's dog. Not
Nana?
the. I mean, I liked the teacup one too, but I liked the actual big dog.
Nana.
Nana. I like Nana.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Snowball was the teacup one,
Yeah.
Yeah, Snowball.
which was Snowball was fine, but Nana was cute. I liked Nana.
I'm surprised
Snowball's
I forgot
fine.
Snowball existed.
Snowball is fine because Snowball's a dog, so automatically gets a pass.
True. True. Okay.
I actually liked what were those ancient beings that made the world look like a desert.
Oh.
What?
What?
The first? You
Yeah,
like
the first.
first,
The
the
reason
first.
why is because they
Why?
mess with Tinkerbell and Wendy.
Okay.
And they're
Move on
just
to
like,
the
girl,
next
figure
one.
it out
I have
yourself.
one. I have one.
Oh,
I have one. And
Yeah.
I think you'll both agree with me.
Yeah.
I like the TVBs.
yeah.
I like the TVBs.
The TVBs.
True.
Oh my god, no.
TVBs are
It's a
peak.
long chapter. Like, why did that?
I cannot wait to get into that chapter. I cannot wait to get into the
It's
chat that we had
best
about that chapter
in that
too.
entire book.
Okay, keep going so we can get to that faster because I need to talk about that.
So, worst characters.
Okay.
If you notice, the first is on here.
Wait, who is that? Yes, waiting. Oh yeah, Peter Pan? Question
Just
mark?
knows the third
Peter Pan, I mean, even though he was barely a character at Peter Pan,
Yeah,
um,
no, 100%.
one. Yeah.
Hook,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Hook was
Smee.
creepy.
He was.
Smee was the worst.
I felt indifferent towards Smee the
Oh,
entire time.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
See.
Yeah. The
No,
first.
I didn't mind the first because they were just, you know.
I just like hated being over there, honestly. I was
You know,
just
that's fair.
It
I hated
They
fine.
kinda-
It was just kind of a weird
It
departure.
was because of the first that the book dragged on longer.
Yeah,
I
that was
just-
a.
didn't understand.
It was a
what
weird
was going
departure.
on,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What is going on right now?" Like,
I
how-
liked
what
the
is going on?
concept,
Yeah,
but I feel like that's a book concept in itself, and not just like a few chapters.
yeah, I just felt very confused, and I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. Get me out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So you know.
Mhm.
And it may be the fact that I was listening to it on audiobook that
That's
maybe
fair.
I was very confused. So like your confusion
Yeah.
times confusion equals my confusion. And
Math.
Wow.
that is
My
that is
brain
the girl
hurts
math
after
that I
you
had.
said that.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, then Wendy's family, just because I was like, why?
I didn't mind her mom.
I didn't like Wendy's family, and then I liked her brothers the moment they realized she was gone. And like that
Yeah.
was the only moment I really liked her brothers.
I didn't mind her mom too
Yeah,
much.
at least they realized that you know.
Yeah, that when they
were gonna
realized
send
they
her
done
away.
messed up.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't
Also,
send her
hello?
away.
It's so hard to have background music because it's so loud for me. Bruh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's
I
awkward.
that's a struggle about streaming because I can never.
Yeah,
find
it's
that
so hard to
balance.
find. Yeah, I'm like, man. Okay, anyways. Sorry, guys, if there's like a lack of background music, but I can't hear them over it.
Totally understand. Don't you worry.
Next.
Okay, so let's go into the summary,
God.
which I was confused during writing this, and I only remembered, like, a good portion of the first
Well,
part.
you wrote a lot, though.
Yeah. I don't know what I wrote. Let's find out.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
place me right there, wolves. That works.
I don't know where to put you. You're.
So, Straight Onto a Morning starts with Wendy Darling stuck in a house with her two brothers and her parents, who basically are awful to her because she likes to write stories of Peter Pan, even though she's now 16. She claims they are real stories, but her parents think she's crazy. Wendy knows she is not because she has Peter's shadow locked in a drawer, where it has been for 4 years. That's
Totally
not crazy at all.
Yep, creepy.
Her parents are fed up with her imagination because who likes imagination? And decide
Creativity?
to-
What's
Yeah,
that?
they're just jealous. And decide to send her far away. I couldn't remember where they were sending her, but they're sending her to
Scotland, I believe.
No, it was Ireland.
Ireland.
You both just said 2 different places.
Listen, this is not
Those are
just
2
in
different countries,
Ireland.
guys.
Ireland.
Ireland, and like, why is she so upset about that? But anyway,
I'll get it.
send her away to basically become a nanny and maid to another family, even though she already does that at home. I mean, she literally cooks and cleans and takes care of the boys and whatever. Fearing she'll be sent off, she makes a bargain with the devil and calls upon Captain Hook because I don't know how she does this. She just
It was never
wishes for
explained.
him
Kind of
to-
just summons him.
she's laying in her bed and she's like, Captain Hook, and then all of a sudden she just knows he's gonna be at a dock in the middle of the night. So creepy, but whatever. I'll tell you my theory on that later. And they make a deal and sail off toward Neverland. She basically becomes a nanny to the pirates, so one nanny to the next. On the way there, and they don't want her to let her leave. She has help from a pirate called Zane.
Woo.
And escapes into Neverland, where she meets mermaids who try to drown her, an angry fairy, bees with TVs on their butts, scary people called the First, and other scary beasts. Somehow, she still thinks it's pretty. They spend the whole book looking for Peter Pan and have to deliver his shadow to him before Captain Hook explodes the whole island because he is upset about losing his hand.
Yep.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's
I think the only thing I would add was that she makes a deal with Captain Hook for passage to Neverland in exchange for Peter's shadow, and then at the end, when they get to Neverland, Hook's like, "Mwahaha, you have to stay with us. You see Neverland? I held up my end of the bargain. Mwahaha." And it's really dumb.
And I thought about writing that, and I just honestly couldn't be
Didn't.
bothered.
No,
Yeah,
it's
honestly, fair.
This is a pretty good, accurate summary, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole thing of Hook's entire plot is that now that he has Peter's
Also,
shadow, he can destroy Peter Pan because logic.
Where was the spoiler warning slide? What happened to it?
It apparently disappeared.
Madison.
Spoiler warning!
What happened to my
I don't
spoiler
know.
warning slide, Madison?
It wasn't there.
It's meant to
I
be
don't
before the
know.
summary.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
I don't know.
What?
I ate it.
Go.
Well,
Hold
sorry guys.
It was tasty.
Hold on. Nobody look.
Nobody learned. We'll still have to exit out of the PowerPoint.
I can't. I'm not going to. It's fine. It's already too late.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Hold on.
Did you accidentally delete the spoiler alerts?
I have absolutely no idea.
Like, guys, I set up a template to follow the PowerPoint, so I expected some things not to be deleted. I gave you guys a
sometimes things
template.
get caught in the crosshairs.
Oh, what?
Listen, how do we know it was me?
None of us touched it.
Well, I also didn't.
Wolves would
touch
have
it.
been the last to touch it.
I didn't touch it.
So
I
technically,
viewed it.
Wolves, you could have done it too.
I
No.
viewed it. I didn't touch it.
Excuse me, your book was last after mine.
Yeah, and I had the spoiler alert sign still there. And I
Yeah,
did
but
not
maybe you
touch it.
accidentally touched something
I
Here,
did not.
No, but look, I
after the
fixed it.
stream.
There's a.
What are you talking about? There was always a spoiler alert warning there.
Ta-da!
Anyways, next slide.
It's there. It's now before the summary. Anyway, so yes, there's a lot of twisted tales. Woo!
Wow.
The fact
And we
that-
started with
8.
3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 8. So
Wait,
I
that's
have-
not all of them, is it?
I don't think so. I have A Whole New World, As Old as Time. I have Conceal Don't Feel, Straight Until Morning. I think I have Unbirthday.
Is it bad that I forgot what Conceal Don't Feel was about?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Conceal,
I literally
Don't
looked at that one
feel,
like, what
put
Disney
on a
film is that?
show.
Yeah, guys, there's...
One wrong move and everyone will
I think
No.
there's technically 18 right now,
Oh,
or
wow.
19,
Out of
or like
these,
19 is coming out soon. It's Sally's Lament. That's fun.
Out of all of these guys, which one are you most intrigued by?
Wait, I have more than you guys have in front.
I don't know.
I wish I could read the tiny caption above, like what if I can't read those? They're
Yeah.
too blurry.
What if Belle never saved the beast?
Oh dang.
What if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up? What if Aladdin something
Never freed
something-
the genie, or never rubbed the lamp.
Oh, never found the lamp.
Ah.
No, yeah. What if Ariel? What if Anna and Elsa never
Knew each other.
knew each other? Oh, dang.
Oh wow, that
that
actually
was
does sound
smart.
intriguing.
Yeah.
What if the evil queen poisoned the prince?
Oh.
What if Ariel had never defeated Ursula? What if Mulan had... What? What does that say? What? Wait, hold
Wait,
on.
I-
Click this.
What?
Because it looks like travel to the underworld to me, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
me
that's
too.
not right.
Me too.
That's not right, is it?
That's totally right. I like that.
What if
Mhm.
Mulan had traveled to the underworld? What?
What?
Sure, that's
Okay.
okay. What if,
Are we putting in? Wait, but what?
Wait, there's more. Let me read the other ones. On birthdays, what if Neverland? Hold up, I need to get closer to these.
What if Wonderland was in
What if
peril and
Wonderland was in
Alice
peril
very,
and
very
Alice was
late?
very, very late? That's
Yeah.
funny. I like that one.
Sally's
Go to
Lament, what if
distant-
Sally
What if
discovered
Meg?
Christmas Town?
What if Meg had become a Greek god?
Ooh.
That would have been cool. Tangled. What if Rapunzel's mother drank a potion from the wrong flower?
Oh.
When
That's
you
What's
wish
the
upon a
Cinderella
star, what if
one?
the blue fairy wasn't supposed to help Pinocchio?
Ooh.
What's the Cinderella one? I couldn't read that one.
What if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper?
Oh well.
What if Tiana from Princess and the Frog made a deal that changed everything?
Wait, the change? What if the witch gave Merida a different spell?
There's a lot of these.
What if
I didn't realize there was so many.
What if Arthur was never supposed to be king?
Oh my goodness. Bro, I like
That's a good
that.
one.
I love that movie. I wish we watched
Yeah,
it.
it
And
says,
I
what if
have
Mulan had
also-
to travel to the underworld. What the heck?
Hmm.
That's like
What if Violet becomes an agent of Syndrome from Incredibles?
Ooh.
wait, Incredibles.
The Incredibles, there's a Violet one
Isn't-
here.
Wait, isn't
No,
Incredibles
what's it
Pixar?
called?
It's called Suddenly Super.
Suddenly Super. There ain't no way.
Oh my god. This
It's by
author
a different
really,
person though.
this author really just
Yeah,
went
Wait.
ham.
some of them are.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they change authors. There's a few authors in this.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a few. I think
We might have
Maybe
to
some-
delve back into this another time, ladies, but with different
Yeah.
authors.
That would be
This is
cool.
kinda- yeah.
I honestly would not be opposed to the. I'm not an Incredibles fan, but I am a Violet fan from Incredibles, so I wouldn't be opposed to that one.
that's very fair.
I love
That
Mirage
one, and then-
personally.
I think the other one, like if I had to go for one, I think I would go for What Once Was Mine. So the Rapunzel one. What if her
I
mom
kind of
took the
want
wrong
to know
potion?
about, like, I've seen so many Cinderella remakes, but I really want to know about
I
the
love Cinderella remakes
I
though.
know,
They're so good.
Interesting. I want to know about the Cinderella one. And
I think those were the two I would.
I want to know about Mirror Mirror, too, as well.
Mm.
Anyways,
There are also
Anyway, wait, Madison, which one would you go for, based on just the title and the caption?
I'm kind of interested in Unbirthday.
Mm, Wonderland.
honestly,
Yeah,
this one felt like Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Madison chooses the crazy ones.
And probably this Mirror Mirror. I think that'd be cool.
Mm,
Yeah.
And maybe the Ursula one.
yeah, I mean, I'm always a Little Mermaid fan, but
Like, all of them sound interesting. The Mulan one, I'm very skeptical about. What?
yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
it completely changes.
I don't know
path.
where we start with that
Like,
one.
Oh, is there, like, does Mulan ever mention or go to the underworld in, like, the classic Mulan story? Not the Disney version, but, like...
No, but I guess that means she dies?
I'm so
Wait, hold up, guys. I'm gonna read the description though.
Whoa, that would be interesting. Like, she died in war?
Oh, that would
Like,
be
Mushu
interesting.
failed again.
Wait, nope. When Captain Shang is mortally wounded by Shan Yu in battle, Mulan must travel to the underworld, Diu, in order to save him from certain death.
Oh, okay,
That's weird.
Yeah.
But he's not dead.
Yeah, like, what?
What?
It-
Sure, why not?
uh,
Oh, and she's still disguised as a soldier.
huh.
Oh.
So this is like when he gets wounded.
Ah.
So instead of him ever recovering, well, isn't she the one who gets wounded? Not
Yeah,
him?
she's the one who gets wounded, not him.
So imagine if he
That's
got
really
wounded
opposite.
and they just never figured out that she was a woman.
Huh.
Oh.
Sure,
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
know how I
that's
feel about
definitely
that
a
one.
departure
Yeah.
from the original.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, go off, sure, go for it.
Yeah. Alright,
Whatever works.
quotes.
There's not many because
You have quotes.
I didn't find any more. I couldn't find any more.
You
Oh,
didn't
it's
find
okay,
any
it's
lovely
okay, it's
bee
okay.
quotes?
The entire book is a quote.
We have, they loved her. That was more than obvious. They just didn't understand her, which is honestly a mood.
True.
Yeah.
That's a great
maybe
quote.
she has gone out to buy special treats and get caught in the rain. Michael said, hopefully. It's London, Michael. No one ever gets caught in the rain. It rains all the bloody time here. And like,
That's a good one.
I love that one.
same.
Wait, I have a quote. I need to find it though. It's a bee quote.
Yes.
Uh,
Get it.
Of course. The
There's a
bees.
lot of
I
good...
remember like the exact moment or like
There's, like, some quotes that Thorne says that I'm like, ooh, good. I'm sad I can't
I
find
love Thorn. We're
Thorn
gonna
is
talk
so
about
great.
Thorn in
I cannot wait to talk about Thorne.
I can't wait out there.
Make one world move and everyone will know.
Oh gosh,
Wrong,
Madison.
wrong.
Madison's in the Disney mode.
Well, now I'm like
we lost
thinking
Madison.
I almost said Twilight.
Wrong!
Nope. Frozen. There we go. I found it. Woo!
Eventually.
I found it. Don't worry about me. I'm a-okay.
Man, imagine if Twilight was Disney.
Oh goodness gracious.
I wonder how that would turn out.
Good question. Good question.
I can't with this thumbnail. It looks so stupid and I love it in the best way possible.
Okay, I found it. I think. Oh, you're welcome. Alright, so this is the bee moment.
Yes.
So it's like, oh yeah, you know, Wendy tried to part the bees like a curtain. Tinkerbell didn't bother with such niceties, kicking them in their rear ends and punching them in their eyes. I laughed so hard at the image of Tinkerbell just decking bees.
Yes.
I love that.
That's all I could picture.
I
Anyway,
love it.
that was my quote.
It's hitting me of how stupidly funny these TVBs are.
These
love it.
TVBs, but also like fighting this fairy who's just like karate chopping them.
That's so
So
funny.
true.
Oh,
Alright,
anyway.
well, we don't have currently a lot of current viewers, but viewers, if you have any questions that you want to ask us in the comments later, we will look over. We always check our
Yeah.
comments. So if you have any questions about this book, which, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you
There's
had
so many.
a lot,
There's so
feel
many.
free to ask.
We probably won't have any answers for you, but you can always ask.
We could be in conversation over how confused we are.
Oh, yes. Madison, go ahead and say
Oh, dear.
the usual YouTube spiel.
Yep.
Yes. Let me,
In your best
That's my
YouTube
spot.
voice possible.
Oh.
gosh, listen, I'm rusty on that aspect. Reminder to join the Discord. Link is in the description. Follow us on Twitter. The @ is also in the description too. But it's at Tea Talk Time YT. And like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss one of our videos or live streams.
Yay!
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
Yay! Thank you, thank you.
Now time for the best part of all the streams.
Random.
Oh my gosh.
Cue the disco
Okay,
lights.
Where do we want to start?
Let me go. Hold on, y'all. Hold
That's
on.
a
Hold on.
Good question.
There's so many places to start.
Oh my god, I am invisible. There I am. Okay. Oh my god, what?
I feel like we should
Alright,
start with
okay.
Peter Pan.
Alright.
I'm thinking we start with Peter Pan. And just that whole issue. Yes? Maybe? No?
Yes. You know, Madison,
Not in the book.
Madison, you can decide where we start since, you know, you chose the book.
Okay, topics I would like to propose. Peter
Okay.
Pan. The bees. The fourth wall breaking of all that jazz. I don't even know where to start with that one. There was one other thing that I wanted to bring up and I can't remember. Oh, Thorn. I can't think of anything else right now. I'll just throw out those topics. You can choose any or none of them.
I say we start kind of like toward the beginning, like how she even got there in the first place.
Okay,
And
that's a
I'm
good
gonna
one.
tell you my theory.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Have you told us this theory before? I feel like you had.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
yes.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay,
then.
yeah.
Okay. So basically, you know, our book starts with Wendy, and she's like basically like a handmaiden to her family because, you know, why not? She's 16. Her parents are doing their own little thing, and she has to clean the house and cook the food and doing whatever. And she's like, okay, yeah, this is my life. This is how I do it. But she's always thinking of what happened 4 years previous when her dog Nana basically bit Peter Pan's shadow and took it off his body, which okay. So she never actually met Peter Pan like in the movies or the book or anything like that. She didn't meet him. She just knew it was him, and she just has all these stories and she has to write them down. And you know, Peter Pan was outside her window listening to these stories because, you know, he's self-absorbed. And
Yep.
he just wanted to hear about himself. And Tinkerbell hated her because she was jealous. So she has Peter Pan's shadow. Yeah. Peter Pan's shadow is locked in a drawer for 4 years. And she's just like, I know it's real. And her brothers, like, get a little older and they're like, nah, that's not real, even though we were there for that. And they're just like, I have better things to do, like college and food. And, you know. So her parents don't like that she has all these stories that she keeps writing down and how she talks because she is basically a creative person. You know, she likes to talk.
She's a theater kid, guys. Leave her alone.
Exactly. So she's not good in public. She doesn't have like a marriage proposal basically at her feet type of deal. And there's like these two mean twins who, you know, they get her like little snowball dog, and that's the only reason these twins talk to her besides like probably making fun of her. And because they seem like the two to do that.
Oh yeah, they were making fun of her.
They're like, we're gonna send you to Ireland, and you're gonna live with this other family, and you're gonna take care of their kids and clean their house.
You're basically gonna become a governess.
Yeah.
Can I just pause? Could we just pause here for just? I get like they were like, yeah, we're gonna like you're gonna get out of it, but like that was so dumb on their part because like what did they think would happen when she left? Like who did they think all of her responsibilities were going to go to? Like they obviously hadn't thought that through. Like
because I mean she was gone for like a night and they were like, where's
and they were like, oh my god, where's dinner? Yeah.
Oh my god, nothing's done.
I was like, okay, one, you lean on this girl way too much. Two, you obviously didn't realize how much you leaned on this girl because you can't live without her.
Yeah, literally. It's not until she's gone that they're like, where's the food on the table?
Yeah, legit.
Like,
yeah,
bruh.
That's the only reason they noticed. I don't think they would have noticed she was missing until they needed food. Like,
yeah,
that's so true.
And obviously they didn't. So
true.
But they're like, we're gonna send you to Ireland, even though we just got you this dog, and you're gonna go take care of this family, whatever. And she's like, that's ridiculous. And they take away her little writing journal and everything. They're like, you're not taking that with you, even though she could just literally get another notebook. But whatever.
That was also a dumb plot point.
Yeah, so she goes up to the
Like,
room
who
and she's
cares if
like,
she's writing?
exactly. Like, that could make you money in the future. Like, what does it matter? Or maybe it makes her happy. Ever thought of
Yeah.
that? So she goes upstairs and she's like, why? Woe is me. And she looks at the shadow and she's like, Peter Pan's not coming for me, basically. And she's like, you know who would come for this shadow? If not Peter Pan for his own shadow? Captain Hook. So she lays in bed and she thinks, Captain Hook, please come get me in the shadow. I'll give you, I'll make a deal with you. So in the middle of the night, she wakes up, she grabs the shadow, and she just goes out into London. As a little 16-year-old girl, through the nightly streets of London, which is probably not safe on her part, and she shows up at the docks, and there is Captain Hook coming into view. He just knew, and she just knew he would be there. What I really think happened, this is my theory, okay? Is that, I just picture her meeting this crazy man in an alleyway.
Yeah.
And him giving her some magic mushrooms or something. And they're just laying there flailing about and going, Peter Pan, Peter Pan! Huh? And that is what I picture. Them just like laying in this alleyway, like flapping their arms and just like pretending that all this stuff is happening. Because it felt like I was on something during this. And I was like, what is going on? So that is my thought process with that. But anyway, so she makes this deal with Captain Hook. She's like, okay, you're going to take me to Neverland, and I will give you Peter Pan's shadow. And he's like, okay, deal. Well, they get on the ship, and they basically like that she's patching up all their clothes, and she's, being the mother of the ship, and, whatever. They get into Neverland's, like, distance, and he's like, just kidding, we're not going to let you off the ship, even though, I just said I was going to let you see Neverland. I didn't actually think, was going to send you on your way. We need you here because you're our mother, and we need you to patch up our clothes and tell us stories. And so then Zane helps her off the ship. Yay
Can we
for
pause
Zane.
and just talk about Zane?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Can we just have a discussion about Zane? I liked Zane.
I love Zane so much.
I liked
too.
Zane, but also he was a little questionable.
I mean, he's a pirate.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, they were kind of setting him up to be a love interest for a hot minute there.
I was waiting for that. I was like,
was it just me?
In the back of my mind, I was like, no, he feels too old though.
Yeah. He feels too old, but I was also like, maybe he's not, and they're kind of trying.
That was my
then
thought
they
process
said no.
too. But I was like, nah.
No, I felt that. Though.
I think he could have been a fun love interest, though.
Oh, he definitely could have.
Also,
especially because you meet him again at the end.
There was that kind of, I felt like a creep vibe from him when he's like, well, Skipper,
there was a little bit of a creep
when you
vibe.
grow up, you want to join, be a pirate, and Skipper's like, nah, bro. I was like, how old is Skipper? She's like, what, like to 10 or whatever, like.
Wait,
I don't know how old
old's
she is.
the oldest one of them? 12?
Yeah.
She's probably like 9, 10.
Yeah, and I felt
they
creeped
never
out.
grow up, so.
Yeah, I felt creeped out by the way he's like, hey, you want to become a pirate when you grow up? It's like, ew, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't read it like that, but I can see how it can be interpreted like that.
Yeah, it just felt kind of off to me. But other than that, Zane helped Wendy out and wasn't too much of a jerk, so,
I feel like they were trying to maybe go for, Big Brother vibes.
I guess.
And I feel like it went and swung a little too far and went to more love interest vibes.
Yeah.
A little bit too hard for everyone, and so I think it got a little bit more into the creep territory than it did into, the helpful territory.
Yeah.
Or, compassionate territory.
Yeah. Honestly, the pirates who were, always going to her to ask help, they're, some of them were genuinely nice to her. They were like...
The pirates?
Yeah, some of the pirates are genuinely nice to her.
Yeah, I agree.
And I didn't mind some of them. They were just stuck under Captain Hook's rule, and they just wanted to go plunder and pillage, back to the olden days.
No, honestly, the pirates' story was a little sad.
Yeah.
The fact that they're basically trapped on this ship forever.
Yeah.
Playing some kids' game almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not sad, it's probably, but it was like you had to feel for them a little bit
Yeah.
because they can't escape, they can only die, or they can keep playing this sad little
And they just
game
grow
that's
old
going
and,
on.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, I just want to loot some booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to be a pirate.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with a 12-year-old.
Like we've been doing for the past couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. But Zane's chill.
be-
I don't-
Especially because like the pirates age because they leave Neverland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They do.
Anyway, continue on. Great guy.
So,
Little questionable. Great.
Yeah.
a little questionable, but it's fine.
Little questionable.
But let's see, what's next? So he
No
he
clue.
gets her off, and yeah, no, I'm like trying to think of what
She
happened
runs
next.
into
So
Tinkerbell, don't she?
yeah, so
She
gets
she
onto
goes to her
Neverland.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes to her house, and she meets her dog Luna, and she's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, my wolf pup Luna! This is so much better than that little fur ball my parents got me. Like, she is just the best."
Man,
Which,
poor Snowball.
okay, yeah,
I
poor
know, poor
but, like,
Snowball.
you know, makes sense. So she, you know, she meets Luna, whatever, and she's like, "Oh, what if I can go see the mermaids? Ooh, what about this?
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
this is
Wait,
fun."
she meets Tinkerbell first.
So she meets
I
Tinkerbell,
know, but she's
who
like
hates her
going
on
to,
site.
yeah, but she was going to do stuff. She's like, "Oh, I know
Wait,
I
wait.
should
So
probably
I
find
got
Peter
the
Pan."
order. I got the order. It's
Okay.
Tinkerbell. Then she goes finds the Lost Boys, and she finds them in their cool hideout. And then she goes to see the mermaids.
Mhm.
And
I was
then
just
she
thinking
meets
about
the
her thought
fairies.
process.
Then she meets the fairies. And then
The cat.
Tinkerbell gets kidnapped
Yeah.
by the strange thing.
The
And
Shadow
then
Cat.
yeah, Shadow Cat. And then they go to the first in the desert, so the unmade part of the island.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
then
learn Wendy gets some cool storytelling powers, apparently.
and then they run into the bees.
The best part of the
And
book.
then they find Peter Pan. Wendy returns to gather the troops. And then they fight the pirates on the beach. They lose. Wendy regroups. And she defeats them somehow because I can't remember actually how she does that.
She talks
And then
to
it
them,
ends.
and she points out Hook's senile.
Oh,
That's literally what she does. She points out, like, yeah, he's senile.
basically,
guys.
she just says, yeah, man's a little wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
Anyway, that's the book.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Oh, and
I
also
saw that.
Tinkerbell almost dies from an explosion, but apparently not.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason.
Oh yeah.
Peter Pan was
Yeah.
actually kind of likable in that one moment.
He was! Okay, can we talk more specific about some... I think we should talk about Peter Pan. I mean...
Let's do it.
Oh
I
gosh.
just...
Okay.
I have so many things to say about this man.
When it comes to the many interpretations of Peter Pan, of course, you know, most of the interpretations are like this, like, really fun, adventurous lad who just wants to stay young and play forever. And there are some interpretations where he's kind of snooty and bratty. This one is the biggest one I think I've encountered.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
He was unlikable.
Oh, yeah. I hated him. I was like,
You
I
just
wouldn't want to be a
couldn't
lost boy.
like-
I wouldn't want to be a lost boy in front and under you. No, thank you.
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't either.
The fact that, like... One, he's not there for almost
He's
all
sulking.
of the book.
He's, like, just off sulking.
He's sulking, and, like, it's just basically... I came up with a great analogy. It's basically a real-life game of Where's Waldo. Instead, Waldo is now Peter Pan, and you just can't find the man.
Though, and when they finally find him,
It's
he's
just-
just napping underneath a palm
And
tree.
it's the worst. But, like, this whole thing is, like, hyping Peter Pan up. And then you meet him, and you're like, it was better when you weren't in the book,
Yeah.
mate.
Also,
Honestly, which was the whole book.
this
Yes!
entire situation could have been avoided if Tinkerbell... Girl, you can do
Had
better.
just...
You can do better.
No, there's two problems. Tinkerbell should have realized the shadow was with Wendy sooner and gone there sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one was Tinkerbell gotta get over Peter Pan. They are a horrible,
Well,
most toxic match ever.
She knew the shadow was in London. She just didn't want Peter to
I
go
know,
there.
she had to get over herself
Okay.
and her relationship with Peter. Yeah,
The
no,
only reason she went back is Peter was, like, really, like, down the dump. She's like, oh, fine.
But you're like, man, it took him 4 years to get to that place. I feel like it should have taken less time.
It's like, girl, what the heck?
Anyway,
Yeah.
can we also talk about Peter and Tinkerbell's relationship and that weird moment when, it was such an ew moment when Wendy's like, and Tinkerbell's in love with you, and Peter's like, ew, she's in love with me? She's a girl, like, whatever.
I mean, that's kind of accurate for, like, the boys at recess.
Yes, but, like,
True.
Tinkerbell liking this man, she can do better.
I know, she
She
can.
can do so much better.
She really can.
She definitely could.
Better.
better.
Tinkerbell, let's vote. Let's get her. Let's give her some options,
And
people.
there are, like, times
She
where,
needs
like,
options.
he's really mean to her, too. And I'm like, dude.
I know.
And then
He's
the
so rude to
only
her.
likable moment he has is when he thinks she's dead. And
Yeah.
he's distraught.
100%.
It's like you never know what you lost until you've lost it, you know? And he really, like, he's utterly
And
distraught.
then don't they resume their relationship, like, right after that, though?
Yeah, it's just, you know,
Like,
back
as soon
to
as they
normal.
find she's alive?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's back to normal. And I'm over here sitting
Oh.
like, man, I would have loved if Tinkerbell just went with Wendy.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no,
though-
genuinely.
And then, like, the end of the book really.
Should we save the end of the book?
We'll wait for that, yeah. I want to talk about...
We should save the
I
end,
wanna
because
talk
the
about
end of the book,
bees.
there's so much to talk
I
about.
want to talk about the
Can
bees.
I start the bee conversation?
Please,
Go ahead.
start us off.
I'd like to. Okay, so for once, I think everyone needs to know. For once, I finished this book first, which is truly a miracle. Never happens. So I finished this first, and as I'm reading this, I decide, you know what? There's just some moments that like need to be shared, and I come across this bee moment, and I'm like, I physically cannot stop myself from texting these two with absolutely no context as to what this means. But it's such an absurd moment that I just need to text this. I need to find the exact thing I texted you because
Wasn't it like
it was such an unhinged thing.
like bee abuse? I think is what you.
Oh yeah. I texted like there's bee abuse in this book. Yeah, it says, okay, still reading the book, but I just like to say bee abuse. And they're all like, what? And then Wolves got to it, and I go, do you understand the bee abuse comment now? And Wolves is like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, it makes perfect sense now. There's basically this moment in the book when there's these bees that show up, and they're like bees that have TVs on their butts. We don't know why. But basically these TVs like show like snippets of moments either like on the island or like in real life, and they're basically supposed to be hypnotic and like lure people in so that they're so stuck in this gathering information that they don't realize that they're being taken away and eaten ? We don't know what happens once they get taken away. And so they're going about this, and basically Wendy starts to fall under this spell, and like these bees are kind of being annoying. And so then the quote that I said earlier, Tinkerbell just goes in there and starts punching and kicking these bees. And I'm like, what am I reading? That this tiny little fairy is going in and smacking bees. And these bees are not reacting. It's just this tiny fairy being really aggressive towards these like not reactive
kills
bees.
one of them.
Yeah. It's just the most absurd moment, yet somehow it made so much sense in this world that I loved it.
Yeah.
And when all of us hit that moment,
In case you're wondering,
it
about
just
the
stuck with
thumbnail
all of
photo,
us, I think.
The beautiful
Like, what is
thumbnail of me
going
getting
on?
The
chased by
thumbnail-
bees.
Yeah, we had to put it in the thumb. Like, it was just...
Yeah.
I don't think do we have anything else funny to say? Besides you guys saying that,
I honestly like the imagery of Wendy just grabbing these bees by the butt and just moving them around.
yeah,
so
it's
funny
just...
to me. And she's just like, pardon me, I'm sorry. And I'm like,
It's just such an absurd moment.
it is.
And like, it's like, what did these bees ever do to what did these bees do to the author that they needed to be put in this book as these characters?
I wonder if the author just really hates bees.
Apparently, honestly, wouldn't put it past.
It
Feels
was
like that's where it's
so
going.
Random.
Anyway, that's my rant of bees over. Anyone else wanna talk about the bees?
So,
The liquid
So
cat.
Oh gosh. What was
That
it?
the liquid shadow cat that I was like,
The Lupus Shadow Cat was
what is the
mad.
Cheshire cat
I
doing here?
forgot about
Yes.
that.
I knew it was some creature. I forgot it was like a liquid cat.
Yeah, it was like a
I
shadowy
remember
liquid cat.
I just remember the scene very vividly because it's like, where's Tinkerbell? Ah, she's kidnapped, dang it.
Yeah.
Not again.
Oh no.
Oh, can I? Okay, I want to talk about something. So in this book, there were moments that did unsettle me, especially since we literally had death in like a couple of the first chapters with like Hook killing one of his crewmates right in front of Wendy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
It's
that.
like it gets dark, guys. Like you don't
Oh.
understand.
Yeah,
This book
definitely.
can definitely get dark. But I think one of the creepiest moments for me, I don't know why, but it was the way it was written. By the way, the book itself is written beautifully. It's just
written
really
great.
overly explanatory. Like it's like
Mhm.
it's very environmental explanatory. More
Yeah,
so,
I
like
agree
it's
with that.
always talking about the environment, which makes sense. You're in Neverland, so you want to know like what this world is.
For
but-
this book, I think it is actually very useful because it mostly is about the world,
yeah,
less about the characters.
but also kind of dragged a little bit. I was kind of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
It's like a
there's-
forest. It's like you can we know
There's
that
almost
we're
a
in
little too much
we
happening.
know we're in a forest. You don't have to be like, we're still in the same forest. Now here's this added thing. You don't have to put, we're in
Yeah.
this forest. You'd be like, there's this rock now. It's like, we get it. Anyways.
A rock.
I don't know.
Of all the things in this book.
I don't know,
And
man.
you thought of
There's
a rock?
TVB right there. I don't know. Anyways.
Dude, you had so many options.
My brain's
so
dead.
many.
You expect too much
And
of me.
a rock. A rock.
It's not a rock.
Yeah.
It's
A
not
rock.
Boulder.
Madison,
It's a rock.
she said a rock. Out of everything in this woods, you could have said a rock.
Anyways, the thing that
Jeez.
unsettled me the most was the mermaids. And,
Mm.
you know, you might be
They were
questioning,
creepy.
well,
I liked it.
were they sirens? I was like, no. I don't know. They were just mermaids. But the thing is, the way Wendy described them, because, like,
Mhm.
they were described to have, like, they would, like, be, like, their faces would be half out of the water, like, their eyes were only looking at Wendy, and they would just be staring at her, and once in a while they'd, like, reveal that they have sharp teeth every now and then. And honestly, that picture, I'm just picturing, like, someone's head half out of water, just, like, with, like, a, like, toothy grin. It terrified me. I was like, bro. And the way the mermaids talk, too, was really creepy.
I think. Do you think the mermaid part? I will agree. I think it probably had like one of the best descriptive, like
Yeah.
unsettling feelings in just that entire moment.
Yeah, I was
think
really
that was a
unsettled there.
really
I
well
was like,
done
Wendy,
job.
get away from that lagoon. Don't get any closer.
It was so obvious. It was like a red flag, red flag, red
Yeah,
flag.
I was like, in the movie,
get
like, the
out of
mermaids just
there.
want to splash her
Yeah.
with water, but in this, they actually want to drown her. And which,
Yeah.
actually, no, they do that in the movie. They do say,
They
we were
do.
just trying to drown her. They do say that in the movie. I remember that.
And they kind of do drown her in this
They-
book, though.
They, in the other one,
She doesn't die, but
in the movie, they're just splashing her with water, and Peter's like, what the heck? And we're like, we're just trying to drown her, you know? And she's just being splashed with water. In this one, she's literally in the water being drowned. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, it's a bit more unsettling. And also, another
Mhm.
unsettling thing I just remembered, because the pointy teeth comment, there's a point where Tinkerbell zooms up to Wendy's face.
yes.
And opens her mouth so incredibly wide that Wendy swears she sees pointy teeth. And I'm like, that just sounds terrifying.
Tinkerbell is described very creepily.
Yeah, she is. Like,
It
just,
is very-
they're always described
It's
with, like,
such an
big,
interesting
wide
take.
mouths, wide eyes, you know, and I'm just picturing
Yeah.
something really creepy, and I'm like, oh, why
Like
am I
nothing in this place is like pretty or like
It's like, at first glance,
hopeful.
it's pretty,
Everything
and then
has
it's
a
like,
little bit of an unsettling
it
edge
does.
to it.
And that, actually, this is what I love about Neverland, because, like, you know, it's always been put out as, like, oh, it's this magical place where you never grow old, and you're always a kid. But then it goes into, like, the dark of, like, what does that mean, though? You know,
Mhm.
like, what does that mean for the people on the island? It's, like, the first mentioned, like, you know, a lot of kids didn't have a happy childhood, so all the stories that kids make up Neverland, you know, it's not all gonna be sunshine and rainbows.
Can we also just address how Neverland is created in this book?
Oh,
Because it
yeah.
is slightly different. Neverland is created from all of the like dreams of children all over the world. So it's a mix of hopeful and like sad, and so it's a world that has both like joy in it, but is also treacherous and really dangerous. And there's points in the world that aren't formed yet, and things are ever changing. So it's a cool world that's
Mhm.
always kind of adapting to the imagination,
Yeah.
in a creepy and unsettling way.
Like, a good example is one of Wendy's brothers, I think it was Michael, created like
Mm-hmm.
wrote about like this creature that tried to kill Wendy, and she's like, how could
Mm-hmm.
such a sweet child try to create something that wants to kill me? Because children don't understand the full concept of death or being hurt. They're just like, ooh, cool monster, roar, and they don't get the scary portion about it. And Wendy's like, oh god.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Anyway.
I gotta give props to the book on the writing aspect, because the bees were just funny. They were not unsettling.
The bees were so good.
The encircling of the bees and her being trapped in a swarm of them kind of did, because imagine being surrounded by a bunch of TVs. That's unsettling. But
then they start just killing the bees, and it becomes funny again.
Yeah. Some of the pirates were definitely
Anyway.
unsettling too. They definitely,
Mm-hmm.
and that one witch lady they go to.
Can we? Oh, yes.
That-
She was creepy. I liked her.
Yeah, and then she played no other purpose.
Yeah.
Wait,
which was
one?
unfortunate.
Hook and
The
Speedy
one-
went to see that witch lady on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember.
She's very creepy and like this dark, ominous presence. But she's like only in it for that, and then she's gone, and you're like, oh, but she would have been a cool character to keep around.
Yeah.
I will say, I
Mm.
think the most uncomfortable I think Hook made me the most uncomfortable in this book.
Mhm.
And I think it was like the moments when he kept like right at the beginning when he was like asking Wendy to like eat with him. I was like, ooh, you are not okay.
Oh.
He was just a creep.
Have you guys ever seen there's like, I know there's like a bunch of them, but there's a certain live action movie of Tarzan out there where it like takes place,
I've
like,
never seen it.
it's basically like what if Tarzan went with Jane to England,
Oh.
You think of it as like another Twisted Tale, I guess, but
Yeah.
like they go to England, he like assimilates with society again, he becomes like a duke, baron, whatever, I don't know. He's still like recognized as Tarzan though, and he's like famous, but he's like trying to like, his name is John now. He doesn't go by Tarzan. He's a proper
Why
English...
are they always John?
I know. He's a proper English gentleman. And, he and Wendy are married, and it's, like, cute and stuff. And they have to return to Africa because there's some stuff going on. And, like, it, like, has a bit of history to it, too. Like, people are, like, getting kidnapped from the different tribes, and Tarzan has to go help the animals of the jungle and his, like, past family. And he reconnects with the jungle. And there's a scene where Wendy gets kidnapped by this really creepy guy.
Not Wendy.
Not Wendy, sorry, Jane.
What's her face?
Jane.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not
god.
Wendy.
You know what's funny? I almost called Wendy Jane earlier. This is so sad. Anyways, Jane gets kidnapped by this really creepy guy. And he invites her to dinner, and they're just sitting there eating dinner in this uncomfortable, awkward silence. And he tries to talk to her now and then, and Jane is having none of it. And she's like, when my husband gets here, you might as well just say your prayers. I'm like, you go off, girl. It's a really good movie, though. I definitely recommend it. For, like, an adaptation of Tarzan, like, people can hound on the ridiculousness all at once, but I quite liked it. I think it was really interesting. Anyways, that kind of just... When you said Hook and that dinner, that just reminded me of that.
A little off topic,
I'm
but
sorry.
we get there eventually.
I had to go on a rant about that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Anyways, Thorn.
I loved Thorn. Okay, context, Thorn is a fairy knight? Prince? Is he a knight or a prince?
I think he's a knight? I don't know.
I don't know, he carries a sword
He's a
around.
warrior. He's a fairy warrior.
He's a warrior, yeah. And he basically shows up when, like, Tinkerbell's basically, like, doesn't hang out with other fairies because she's not like other girls. And Thorn basically helps out to show up, and then Wendy's like, ooh, man's hot. And then Thorn's also like, ooh, might be attracted to Wendy. We're not sure on that one. But,
No.
like, kind of sure. We're thinking yes.
I think he's just intrigued by humans, honestly.
I don't know. I may have been a little spark.
I think
I was
you
there
just
for.
want to
I was
project-
ready for
you
that
just want to
romance,
project
guys.
yourself as Wendy. in
No,
that
but, like,
moment.
Why would he interact with her? He could have interacted with any of the humans on the island. He
I
doesn't,
guess.
though.
Well,
Why does he
she's-
choose to interact
she's
with
the
Wendy?
only human woman on the island. Let's be fair.
Well, no.
Yes.
There's. What's the Lost Boy?
Well,
is a
Skipper's
girl.
hiding as a guy.
Well, basically from just Peter, though.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. But, point still stands. Anyways.
Yeah.
We still like Thorn. Thorn is great. He actually
love Thorn.
He does stuff.
You what?
He does things.
He does
contributes.
things! And he's a cute little Fae Knight.
Yeah. We love our fairies, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, obviously we do.
Mhm.
No, I can't talk about the end now. But I'll talk about that later. I just wanted more of him.
Yeah.
I wanted his story. I was ready for his story. I was ready for the fairy story. Like, what are the fairies like on this island? We don't get enough of them.
All my years of watching Tinkerbell movies coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Like, Tinkerbell is great and all, but I want to learn about, like, what the other fairies are like on this island.
Yeah. Well, they already seemed like pretty just, chill into themselves.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows?
I was ready for his story. Round 2.
I think we can talk about the ending, though.
Wait, there's one other thing I want to bring up.
Okay.
Unless anyone else has anything else.
Madison?
I don't think so.
Okay. I want to bring up Smee.
Oh, yeah!
Wait, you want to bring up who?
Smee.
Who?
Oh God.
Wait, sorry,
that's me.
who, guys? I'm sorry, who are you talking about?
Smee.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, everyone knows who Smee is in the story. Smee is mentioned many a time. And it's not, I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, it's not revealed until the end that Smee never existed.
Well, he did.
I want to know, well, no, he's not dead, he just never existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I swear
I want to know,
Oh.
I don't think he ever existed, at least. I want to know, at what moment did you two clock that
Beginning of the
Smee's
book.
not a real person?
Beginning. Right at the beginning.
Me too.
Yeah,
I clocked it early.
Like right at the beginning, I was like, okay, what?
It was the dinner scene.
Yeah,
Was exactly the moment where I clocked
literally,
it. I
yeah.
was like, "There's no one there. That's why there's no one coming."
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, whenever it's with Hook's POV, Smee's always there. But then everybody else is like, where is Smee?
Like I do think like I think we read so much that like we could clock that fast enough.
Yeah.
But I do think the writing is actually well done enough that like it's still kind of ambiguous
like-
whether Smee or not is actually present.
Yeah. I did legitimately think he was just, somewhere on the ship for a good portion of the book. But then later I was like,
Yeah, I was like, I clocked he's probably not real. But I definitely questioned myself a few times during
yeah.
a few moments.
Yeah.
But I thought that was such a creative thing, though. I actually really enjoyed the fact that Smee wasn't real.
I was reading some of these books. Like, sometimes I like to read to myself out loud because I like making funny voices. And with Smee, I was like, Captain?
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 And don't worry, Captain Hook.
And I was just sitting there like, that's another part of like the whole theory that I had where they're like flailing around in the thing. I'm like, she met this man that's like, I know
That
of
was
Neverland
Smee.
and
Smee was
I
loved it
love
all
my
along.
best friend.
Me too.
I lost my best friend Smee. I can't find him anywhere. And Smee never existed. He's just living in an alleyway.
But I think it's great because like the POV is omnipresent, but like it kind of switches who it's like over.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever it's over Captain Hook, you had to question whether Smee or not was actually there. Like it did a good job of being like when they were talking about like, oh, restocking like the guns and the ammunition and all, and they're like, you go to Smee, or like Smee go check the thing, and like it's like out of the corner of my eye I saw movement, but it's never described I think who goes there, and you're like, was that Smee or was that someone like being Smee there?
It's like, oh, Captain.
I think it was done really creative.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Zane's like, there's no Smee, we just all like,
But they don't explicitly say that till the end. They basically are like, ha, Smee, and that's all you get as a direct, like, ha, there is no Smee until the very, very end of the book. Anyway, I just thought, I thought that was such an interesting point. I had to bring it up. Should we talk about the end? The epilogue, right? Or, like, we're talking about the last moment?
Madison really wants to talk about the epilogue, I believe.
Yes. So
Madison, run us through it.
So basically, okay, and it just like skips over the fact that Wendy gets back from,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it really does.
Like,
I wanted that moment so bad.
I know. I wanted her parents to come out and be like, "Where the heck were you?"
And her brothers being like, "We can't function without you. We're sorry."
Yes.
She needed that moment.
And then I want her to be like, "You can learn to cook for yourselves."
There was so much build up in this book to that moment. To not have it felt like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a letdown. And so they're like, oh, you know, she just gets dropped off in the middle of the garden looking like a ravenous creature.
Mhm.
And then it's just like, okay, fast forward like 10 years, she's like some
Yes.
I don't know if
Revolutionaire?
Yeah.
revolutionary or whatever.
Like, probably
And
part of
she's-
the women's movement type time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like sitting there with like a little dollhouse with like little miniature furniture, which is what she told Tink she would do. And she's like, I'm just sitting here and I wait like this every night with my big plate and my itty bitty plate.
Mhm.
And I just sit here and I wait in the dark of my room. And I'm just like, that is freaking creepy.
It
Like,
is weird.
hello? And then she's like, well, guess I'm gonna go to bed. And she sees a light at the window and she's like, Tinkerbell.
And then it ends.
And
then
we can conclude that Tinkerbell hadn't visited her once since
Yes.
she left. And I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, is time just weird in Neverland, or are you just really, really forgetful?
Well, she did mention that time
is weird.
in
Okay.
Neverland, and I was just like,
Man, Tinkerbell come
But
back.
it's
and
not
like,
that
Wendy, why are
weird
you
because
older?
Wendy was. It wasn't that weird though.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like time was slower in the real world when Wendy was there.
Yeah.
So
I was like, bro, what the heck? You like Tink? Why? I felt betrayed by Tinkerbell in that moment. I would have loved a Tink just constantly
it was also just
visited.
like it was cool, yeah, like seeing Wendy grown up and like this her job is now like kind of what she discovered in Neverland. But I didn't really care about like I wanted to see the moment right after. Like I wanted to see her figuring that out for herself,
Yeah.
not the aftermath.
Also,
yeah, I didn't care about the aftermath, honestly.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
wanted to ask,
I want
did any of
this.
you ever
Mhm.
watch the second Peter Pan movie?
No.
Oh, with Jane?
Yeah.
I remember watching it, but I don't remember most of the stuff that
So-
happened. I know he was like upset that it was not Wendy.
I
And, like-
watched that movie religiously so much because first off, Wendy's like grown up and Jane is Wendy's daughter in the second one. So like, I love what they did with Wendy though, cause like she's a grown up, yes, but she still keeps like the magic alive by telling her kids stories, and it's like it's during the war and she's trying to
Yeah,
keep them
that's good.
upbeat, and like she's a really good mom. And her daughter Jane is like, Mom, why are you still like telling stories? We have to be like, she's like the adult kind of in this situation. And their dad is at war and they're waiting for him to come back. And then Jane gets captured by Captain Hook because Captain Hook thinks she's Wendy. And Peter goes to save her, and the first thing she does is punch Peter in the face when he opens the bag, and he's like, "What the?" It's
That's
so
amazing.
good. And in the first film, Wendy is kind of still like, young girl who's fantastical, but she's like, these kids don't have a mom. She's like, be their mother figure. And she's like, I can't stay here, Peter. I have to go back. And Peter's like, what the heck? Why? And, it's like not because, like, she's super insistent on it, but it's like, I got my mom and my dad and stuff. Jane, however, is insistent on the first day. She's like, I have got to go. I cannot stay here. I am like, I need to go take care of my family. I need to get home. And she just refuses to believe in anything of Neverland. She's like in denial for so long. And Tinkerbell, of course, does not like her. And at one
Does
point...
Tinkerbell like anyone?
No. And at one point,
No.
Wendy's like, not Wendy, Jane is like, I don't believe in fairies. And Tinkerbell just acts like she got shot in that moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember
she gets
that.
sick. And like this
Yeah.
one human saying she doesn't believe in you causes you to be sick. This one girl. What?
Well, isn't the whole lore with fairies in
Well,
this
yeah,
world
but,
that like when a kid stops believing, a fairy dies?
Well,
So I feel like they
Never
tamed
really
it down.
mentioned- That was never mentioned in like the first movie, but in the second one, it was like they have to like they're like tied up against the pole, and they're like, I do believe in fairies. I do. Or
Yeah.
maybe that was in the live
But
action one.
what I
with
really
Jeremy
like
Gunther,
is
but-
that in the first movie Peter had to go rescue Wendy from the pirates.
Mhm.
In the second one, Jane had to rescue Peter.
We do
And
appreciate
Jane
that.
is like such a badass with a sword. I love that movie so much because they, unlike Wendy, they really went for like strong female character with Jane, and Jane has such like she treats Peter like a fellow sibling, or like a good friend, and she loves the Lost Boys, and like she kind of reminds me of like if Skipper was amongst the Lost Boys but older, She's like,
Yeah.
I want a headcanon that Skipper is Jane in my eyes. Like, she does the spit on the handshake and everything, and she's just, It's great. I love her. And then she goes back home, and there's this really touching moment where Peter reunites with Wendy, and he sees her all grown up, and she's.
Was cute.
It was so cute, and he bows, tips his head. He's like, "Good day, my lady," and like he's off. It's like, aw. I really like the second Peter Pan movie. I think a lot.
Mate, does that have anything to do with the book?
No, but I'm saying that.
Why did you go on the rant then?
Because it's great, and I'm in a Peter Pan mood now.
Goodness gracious.
Madison, you should bring up the old Peter Pan movie with the...
Back to the book.
Old Peter Pan.
With that one actor.
Oh, Jeremy Sumter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that boy, he's my man.
Anyway.
I had a crush on him. I was in love with him.
Oh my gosh.
I was. It's 100% true. Ultra facts.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the book.
Twist to Neverland. How would we
Ending
rate this?
stuff. Wait, I have one other ending thing, and maybe this was just me. But at the end, when there's the light, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Tinkerbell," I was like, "Thorn?"
Wait,
That's me who did that.
you did what?
I wanted it to be Thorn instead of Tinkerbell.
Oh.
You know, that would have actually been great. Imagine, like, there's another book, and it's like...
Was it only me who had that thought process?
No, I wanted it to be Tinkerbell. But
Okay.
It would have been nice if Thorn did, visit Wendy, because
I
clearly
felt
Tinkerbell
like
didn't.
Thorn and Wendy had a bit more of a connection than Tinkerbell and Wendy ended up having. I mean, I think they had a connection at the end, and the girl power was there, and it was real, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do love the symbolism of girl power between Wendy and Tinkerbell throughout the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
And honestly, Wendy is so right. It's like, girl, you can do better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wendy pretty quickly realizes how much of a jerk Peter Pan is. She's
Yeah.
like, bro, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
he's
enough.
really not all that to write home about, unless
No.
he's the Jeremy Sumter version, in which case...
Or, the Disney Peter Pan is also okay. He's alright.
Not bad.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
alright.
he's fine.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'd give this book a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's about okay, because it was interesting, but I wouldn't go through the effort of reading it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I'd say-
5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5.
I think it's well written, and there's some great aspects to it, but it's also probably the most unhinged thing I've ever read. And I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure I actually followed along the plot super well. Most of the time I was like, Peter Pan, where are you? Looking at a watch, come on, let's get a move on. And then by the time I met him, I was like,
confused most of the time.
Okay,
Tapping
maybe
your
not.
foot on the ground, like, what the...
yeah.
I
And I think it's cool, and I think like each of those, like I think almost each individual place that you visited could almost be its own like book in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much to explore there. I feel
Oh,
like it was just covering too much.
What I like, actually, the reason why I gave it a 6 out of 10 is because it takes a lot for, like, writing. Specifically, it's hard to, like, evoke emotion through writing sometimes unless you're really good at description. So the fact that it was able to unsettle me reading this book...
Oh, yeah.
Because, I've been sad, I've been happy before, but it takes a lot to unsettle me. Like, you have to be really certainly descriptive to make a reader unsettled. And I was really impressed by that. Because, honestly... every single portion of Neverland that was described to me, I was like, oh, this is cute, and then I just suddenly got this strange feeling like something bad is, like, amongst the trees, or, like, there's something, like, nefarious somewhere in this island, and it just felt super, like, and I really liked it.
Like, the standard, and it kept that up throughout.
Yeah, it was really
like, you were
great.
you never felt safe.
Except for the bees.
You didn't feel safe with the bees.
No, but
you liked the bees.
But yeah, no. And I also slightly was a good Lost Boy. I'm glad that he got more book time. A lot of the Lost Boys aren't really like...
Lost Boys were great.
I wish there was more on the Lost Boys, like, individually. Because there's not a lot of books about the Lost Boys. It's always, like, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. It's never, like, just the Lost Boys, which makes me sad. Or just the pirates. Actually, I'm gonna go on another off-topic. Oh, so sorry.
Oh, you have a minute, Wolves. A minute. I will time it.
The
I'm getting a
Tinkerbell
timer
movies.
out.
The Tinkerbell movies. Have you guys seen the Pirate Fairy one?
Vaguely. I
No.
set my timer for 1 minute.
Okay, the pirate fairy. There's a pirate.
Oh, I think I have actually.
Yeah, there's a fairy who is like really good at pixie dust, and she learns how to like switch powers of fairies via pixie dust. And the fairies shun her for this, so she leaves the island and she runs into a young Captain Hook before his hand goes missing. And she becomes the pirate captain fairy of that crew, and she builds them their own like pixie dust tree so they can like have pixie dust and fly and take over Neverland the fairies. And Captain Hook reveals he's like, I'm actually the captain. And they thwart him and his old crew, and then Smee finds him floating on driftwood in the water, and I'm assuming from that point on he takes over that ship's captain and becomes the new captain of that ship. And I found that really interesting to tie into like Captain Hook in the Disney version of like his plotline. So sorry, I had to go on that really long rant, but like
You had 10 seconds to spare. Congratulations.
thank you. Oh my god, I'm out of breath. I was like, Jesus.
I did actually genuinely set a timer on you though.
Haha, I beat it.
Any last thoughts?
No,
I don't
I
think you
had
can
no
really understand the book until you read it,
yeah, like
And even then, you won't understand
though.
it.
Even then, well, like, I don't think you understand just how confusing and, like, absurdly weird it is until you
Yeah.
open it up and read it.
yeah, and
no,
I'm just this
you
gets me questioning how weird is Wonderland?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
Wonderland
I
is
think
meant to
I'd be
weird.
terrified to read Wonderland.
I feel like it's gonna unsettle me more because Wonderland always
Oh, yeah.
unsettled me, no matter what.
Mhm.
But the fact that Neverland really unsettled me, I'm like, oh god, I'm scared for Wonderland. And it's called Wonderland. Oh dear lord.
No, it's called On Birthday
In Wonderland.
in Wonderland. That's the book called. You said Wonderland like 40 times in that statement when you didn't mean
I
to.
know. Anyway,
So,
what Moon, take the stage. What's next?
is it my turn? Yay! Well, after Madison's lovely suggestion, we're sticking on the fairy tale theme. Well, we're switching fairy tales. So, we're switching over to a lesser known fairy tale, but a great fairy tale nonetheless. We're doing Princess and the Pea.
Which I'm very intrigued by.
It is a book called True Princess. Whoa. My phone just closed on me. It's got a book called True Princess. It's part of a series called The Cursed Kingdom Chronicles, which I think is a fantastic series. I'm only a few books into it. It's still a series that's coming out now. It's by Kayla. Oh no, Ishbal. Yep, Eshbaughh. There you go. It's a great series, super fun. Each book is kind of a contained story in and of itself, but you kind of meet characters that you'll then hear about their stories along the way. So, I think I finished one of the stories of one of the characters I met in the first book, which is True Princess, and I just had their story I just read recently. So good. I'm so excited for this book. It's super fun, super twisted. Like, this world is such a creative world, and I think you guys are actually gonna love it. And the story is so cool.
I'm just so intrigued of what you can do with like Princess and the Pea.
It's like there's just it's so cool. It's just
Yeah. Like,
there's curses in this book, and like you don't really fully understand where like the Princess and the Pea aspect is, but you also do, and it's played so well. Oh, it's so good. I haven't read this one in a while, but I was absolutely obsessed when I read it the first time through. So I'm so excited to go back to it.
There you go, Tea Talkers. That is our next book we are going to be going over. When we are doing it, we don't know.
3-ish weeks, give or take.
That's always the goal.
Something. Give or take something.
That's always the goal. Will it be the goal? Who knows?
So excited though, guys.
Oh my god, y'all! The stress of trying to get through this stream alone was
so valid.
Oh my god.
So
We
true.
finally did it. We got through Neverland.
We did it!
Yay!
We got through it, and now we never have to go through it again.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that one again.
Never.
And the stream wolves, and the stream wolves,
Okay,